Hi, Andrea.
Hi.
Thanks for helping with my project.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Could you say a little bit about yourself?
Talk about myself.
Where do you live? What do you do?
Okay, I live in Mexico City, but I'm from Guanajuato, Mexico, and I am a restorator of art, and I also study literature in Spanish, Spanish literature.
And do you hope to teach or research, or what's your
Yeah,
plan?
I mean, I love to teach, and I made workshops for creative writing for girls, and also I would like to make a PhD in literature in Spain, and still teaching Spanish. That's what I do, and I like to do it, and also to teach in a university someday. It will be nice. Yeah, that's what I like.
That sounds neat. Well, I'm interviewing a person today about us going back to the moon and trying to find out what people think about that, and also about the future of humanity. And I was wondering, do you know the last time that we had people actually on the moon?
Think about the last time that we have people in the moon.
Yes. Do you think it was a long time ago or a short time ago?
I think it was a short time ago. I mean, considering the history of humanity, it was a short time ago. Yeah.
Okay. That's considering the history of humanity, I think you're right. But the last time was 1972, which seems like a long time from
Seems like
a
long
person.
time. Yeah. Yeah, but if you think about it, sometimes in history they teach us for centuries, and hasn't been a century, less than a century.
Oh, exactly.
That's my parameter. Yeah.
Their perspective is much broader.
Yeah,
Like-
it's the Middle Age was 10 centuries. I mean, it's was a lot of time. This is nothing compared to that. But I mean, for my age, it's a long time ago.
It is.
So I have the two parameters. Yeah.
But I mean, talking about the Middle Ages, my understanding is that during that time, life didn't change that much. You probably take somebody at the end of the Middle Ages and put them back at the beginning, and there might be a little confusion,
Yeah,
but they
so
probably would be able to survive. Whereas, life has changed so much in the last 150 years.
10 years.
10 years
yeah,
even.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, in the Middle Age, we put name to those 10 centuries, but yes, you're right. I mean, it should be very different. Right now, I mean, we are so different. The beginning of the 20th century, even the 21st century, we're very, very different because we advance so fast. And considering the time, in the past, the time was slow, and right now we are running
Really fast.
running.
Yeah.
That's what I think also, and I think that's why when they visit the moon, it was a long time ago because we are going faster and faster and faster every day.
It's true. Well, we're planning to send people back to the moon in a few years.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you had heard about this.
Yeah, I have heard about it, and I don't know. I don't have an opinion. I mean, I think this is something so for me, it's well, we damage all our world, so let's go to other places to make other things, to make the things good. I think that's what I think about it, and it's well, we failed here, let's go to other places.
It's sort of some people are we're messing up the earth, but and then why should we go mess up other places too? That type of thing.
Yeah, that type of thing. Or Mars. It's why do you want to go to Mars? To conquer? Just that's the only word that you have in your mind. To conquer. And okay, we failed here in Mars, so we're going to go to Venus. Wait, we failed here in Venus, we're going to go to Pluto. I mean, it's that's type of things that I think. And also here in Earth, we failed with the ground here, so we're gonna damage another ground. And
oh goodness!
Even when you don't fix what you do. And I think that's a little bit of the thinking of the people that want to go. I mean, there are people that want to go for research, and that's different, totally different.
Right.
But the people that want to conquer, and that's what I refer, and that's the problem that I have. It's like something like, why do you want to do that? Put an Amazon there, and then like to grow up like a lot of houses and a lot of people to live there and to make travels to the moon and you know what? Like to just have like a Disneyland there. I mean, I think that's the way I saw it.
Don't have a Disneyland on the moon?
I don't want to have a Disneyland in the moon. I just want to stay there and do it. I mean, we have like 10 Disneylands here.
That's true.
And we can make a moon Disneyland here. So why to go to the moon to do it? Yeah.
Now, you said, you don't think it makes sense if we like fell on the Earth and then we want to go to the Mars and then, we do stuff on Mars and then we fell on Mars and then we go to Venus and then on. What would it take to change it so that instead of falling on these places and going to the next place, we succeed on these places and we're like, we succeeded on the Earth, we also want to succeed on Mars. How could we make it like a positive thing?
I think in Ray Bradbury, Martian Planets.
Yes.
And I think that I have like that mentality in mind. Like,
okay.
It was a disaster. And also like, I mean, in some point it could be something great, It's like we're having such a great time here. There's no wars, there's no conflicts. We fight poverty here. We have equal rights for everybody. But then something's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
I think always everything's bad. And even when I try to be like positive, like no, it's gonna be like Ray Bradbury. First, think about it, and then everything goes bad. But in the first time, it was great. And I don't know. I'm like a little bit like maybe traumatized because about what we have done here in the earth. So yeah, that's what I think. I mean, for research, I will love the people that do research will go. I mean, it's a dream for a collective of scientists, and I mean, it should be like something great to know what's going on there and what's going on not just in the moon, on Mars, but in the whole space, because it's a mystery for us. And I think that humans, we are like little like ants, like little ants. I mean, in this hole, it doesn't work, but in that hole, it's gonna work. And like, we're very small, and I don't know, I mean, for me, it's funny to imagine us from out there and seeing that these people and these beings, us, that are in the earth, want to go like to a place, to other place, to other place, to other place. But yeah, I don't know if I answered the question, but that's what I think also.
Yeah, but that's interesting about research. Some people think that it's really difficult to create a new way to live here on Earth because like there's this way of living that's kind of like pervasive and it's hard to escape from. But some people think that maybe like having a place with humans at such a far distance, so isolated, that maybe you could experiment with new ways to live together so that maybe we could find out how we could live in peace and have a better society. And then once we figure that out, maybe then we could bring that back to Earth. I was wondering what you thought of that theory.
No, I don't like that theory.
You don't like that theory?
No, I don't like that theory. Because there's a lot of things that we can do here. So start here. And there's people that are doing those things and have been doing those things for years and years and years. And it's just that the people that has the power doesn't do it. It's just like to ignore them. And I mean, if you just listen what's happening in other places you don't know, like in indigenous like collectives indigenous, or also with people that aren't indigenous, that just want to live in a different way, a part of the cities, of the big cities. I mean, there is a solution. I mean, there's people that we have here, and I know it's difficult, and I think that this, what I'm saying, is more like a dream, like very far up here. But I think that what why don't we put in the other side the hypothesis? Why don't we change things here and then we let the things there? Why should change in other place and then I mean, we can make experiments here, like social experiments and climate change experiments with people, and to change our habits, and etc., and to fight against the big enterprises like Coca-Cola and Amazon and those things. And I think that there are things that we can do first here, and then to go with that new mentality to other planets. Actually, and say like, in Earth doesn't work, but we try this, so we are gonna try this here in the new place that we worked on. So that's what I think. That why don't put in the other side that
and figure out the solution, and then become bigger. Don't become bigger.
If you still wanna get bigger, be bigger. But please just start here. I mean, I think that maybe when people doesn't look like they are like, like they want to try to do something different. They want to do something different. I mean, they just don't say it. But I think that people is like in the best mood to do it. So yeah, why don't we start here? And then if you still wanna go to other place, well, go, but not like a refuge of the place that you mess up.
Now, you mentioned there's people here that are making a difference and trying to improve things. Are there any particular people that are some of your favorite to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, like, the people that start to make like their own food. It's like, wow, yeah. I mean, not just in rural parts, but also in the cities. There's people that don't want to eat the food of the supermarket that's so expensive and bad, and have alterations. Like, no, I mean, that people, that's very common also in the United States and here in Mexico. It's the people that I want to talk about. Like, that it looks like there's simple things, but aren't simple things, because it changed the way to see also our alimentation, our diet, and something that we should be talking about. And also, indigenous people has their own government. Like here in Mexico, like in Oaxaca or Chiapas, or even in Guerrero, they don't want to be ruled by a government that doesn't care about the diversity, because the government cares about the diversity that came from the center, that came from Mexico City, and Mexico City is a very little state. There's a lot of other places that has a lot of diversity and has different needs. So that people's trying to make like the things in their own way, with their own rules. We should listen to that people. Like, why do you want to make the things like that? Because everything it's very diverse, and I mean, a government should listen to them and listen to why it's different to rule here in Mexico City and why it's different to rule in other places, and why it's different to give money to this situation in particular in those places, but maybe here in Mexico City to other things, like, or to put to listen the new art and the new culture and the new technologies that they have there, and why a Mac or why an iPad doesn't work there. They doesn't even have light. They doesn't even have water.
Like basic infrastructure.
Yeah, why should they want a Mac or an iPad? There was a candidate in the elections in Mexico, that wants to give iPads to the rural people. It was like, he wants water. They don't want iPads. They want water. It's not United States. It's not that place. I mean, you have other problematics to solve, and there are problematics that they don't think like problematics. It's just another way to live, and we don't have to make the same way to live from where we live in a big city. It's not the same. I mean, there's a lot of diversity, and I think we should also to listen to them, because they're making the change different. Even when there's a little difference, there's a difference that we have to hear, and not to think that we have all the reasons for us. That's what I think also. The people that have to hear.
I think that's brilliant. So, well, I really appreciate you sharing this with me.
Yeah,
I did have one other question.
Yeah.
If it was safe and affordable, and you had the opportunity, would you take a trip to space?
No. I don't know. No, I don't know. I mean, I think I'm afraid to space. Yeah, I think I'm very afraid. I mean, I don't know what's out there. I mean, it's very big. I'm safe here in my little in my little planet and my little city. And I don't know, but maybe in the future, but right now, like when you say trip to space, and I know it's not like this, but I see me like in the window of the spaceship and like seeing everything's black. There's nothing. I mean, when someone talk about the nothing, it's there. And I don't know if I'm ready to affront the nothing. Like right now, and maybe it's like I'm very literarian or a metaphorical way to see it. But yeah, I'm not ready to saw the nothing. See the nothing.
I understand.
Yeah, but maybe in the future I will be prepared to do it. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.